Hi, I'm Bill Woodard, and welcome to the Chamber Corner. We got a great show planned for you today. A lot of folks got a lot of wonderful things to talk about, and we're going to break away right now to Mr. Chris Hicks with UT Extension.
Hey, Chris Hicks here with UT Extension. Glad to be with you today on the Chamber Corner. Thought we'd talk a little bit about lime today, because we do get a lot of questions about what's the best time of year to lime, what kind of lime do I need, how much lime do I need, things like that. And not just for farmers, but also if you've got a garden, your yard, all those things at one time or another may need to have the pH adjusted. And so lime is what we use to adjust the pH upwards. So most of you probably remember in high school, we learned about pH, and probably if you're like me, you thought, why am I learning this? I'll never need to know about pH, but here we are talking about it. And so anything below 7 on that pH scale, remember, is acidic. Anything above 7 is alkaline or basic. And most of our soils in Smith County are acidic. They're below 7, and some are very acidic. We get soil tests regularly that are below 6, in the 5 to 5.5 range. And for some crops, that's okay and even desirable. So if you're growing blueberries, for example, and your pH is 5.2, that's great. That's exactly where we want to be for blueberries, for azaleas, things like that. But it's not where we want to be for turf grass or for corn or soybeans or tobacco. So depending on what your pH is, it may need to be adjusted. And again, lime is the material that we typically use to adjust that pH. So to take it from a 5.5 up to a 6, or from a 6 up to a 6.5, wherever it may need to be. And so to know how much lime you need to do a soil test. And a soil test can be done through the University of Tennessee Extension office. We have kits available that you can come to the office and get. You'll sample your soil to a depth of about 6 inches. So you'll take several 6-inch samples, mix those together in a bucket. And it needs to be a non-galvanized bucket, because if it's galvanized, it can interfere with the sampling procedure. So it needs to be a non-galvanized bucket. Mix all those together and send that one composite to the soil lab. And the reason we do that, the reason we take several different samples, is we want a good representation of the area. Whether it's your garden or a 20-acre field, we don't want to just take one location. We want to take several, mix those together. We're essentially getting an average or a composite of what that field is. You'll send those boxes with the soil in it, along with some paperwork describing what crop you want to grow, to our lab. Our lab will test your soil and let you know what the quality of the soil is and what nutrients may be lacking, and they'll also tell you your pH level. And that pH level is going to be very important, because they're going to give you a recommendation based on that level for lime if needed. And so the fall is a great time to lime, and one of the reasons it's a great time is it takes a few months for lime to work its magic. So it takes up to 6 months, sometimes even longer, for the lime to really affect the pH. So if you lime in the fall, by the time you're ready to plant your crops in the spring, or really get that yard going in the spring, the lime has had time to do its thing. So if you need help with soil testing or with interpreting the results of a soil test, give us a call at the UT Extension office, 615-735-2900. You can also find a lot of good information on our website at smith.tennessee.edu. Thank you.
Boy, it's great to be here with Mary Draper. Well, let her introduce yourself. I always do your maiden name. So tell them who you are.
I'm Mary Draper, and I'm the Family and Consumer Science Extension Agent for the county.
Okay, and thank you for this beautiful backdrop that you're allowing us to use here.
Yes.
Anyway, you got some great stuff going on. I guess you want to tell us about?
Yeah, we have Maintain, Don't Gain coming up. It's starting on November the 22nd and runs through the holiday season. And if you're wondering what that is, a lot of people through the holiday season eat a little bit more than usual. So we gain about 1 to 5 pounds, maybe a lot of people do. And that doesn't sound like a lot of weight, but usually people don't lose that weight. They keep it on for the next year and then it accumulates more. So this program is to help those, just kind of motivate them to lose or maintain their weight throughout the season. So we give them tips on nutrition as well as food safety through the holiday season. And they also get free access to the Smith County Fitness Center throughout the duration of the program. It's 7 weeks. And we're partnering with Wilson County and Davidson County, and they also have some fitness facilities as well. If you happen to live in or work in one of those counties, they will have free fitness facilities there too for the program. And the program is all through email, so it's a virtual program. The information comes every week, and we give all the family and consumer sciences topics. So tips on food, family, home, health, and money.
Okay, well now we're in October and we're going into November.
Yes.
Do you have any programs like you did a Lunch and Learn just recently?
Yes.
Have you got anything going on, say up to November the 15th maybe?
We're doing some different things right now, of course, because of COVID. We're trying to be a little bit safer. So right now we're doing a virtual Tai Chi class. It's coming up. Actually coming up this Thursday, so pretty soon. But we're trying to prepare for different things throughout the holiday season.
Okay, the virtual Tai Chi, I understand that's really good for you if you are losing flexibility, and
Yes.
and it's wonderful for that. Okay, how does a person sign up for this Tai Chi class?
Yeah, if you want to sign up, you can call the extension office at 615-735-2900. And I know this one is coming up pretty soon, but we do try to do Tai Chi classes both in the fall and the spring. So if you don't happen to make this one, maybe you can make another one. And we're also hoping to offer some different fitness opportunities. So if you have any questions about any of the programs, be sure to call the extension office.
Now you'd have to have a computer, right?
Yeah, so the Zoom is virtual, so you need a computer, and we really encourage you to have the camera on to be able to see the person, just to make sure for safety that we're not doing anything that could potentially hurt us. But it is through Zoom, and if you have any questions about that, we can always help you get that set up.
Okay, now what about FCE? Things going on with FCE?
Well, we have 9 different clubs, and of course, we're all trying to be really safe during this COVID. So some of them are choosing to meet, some of them aren't. Of course, those that are, we're being extra safe. But we do invite everybody to come out to join one of the FCE clubs, even if they're not meeting right now. They do lots of good things for our community, and we're looking forward to a good year for 2022, or 2021.
2021,
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you very much, Mary. Is there anything we've missed?
I think that's it.
Okay, we'll give them the number one more time, and then we'll fade out.
615-735-2900.
And thank you for everything you guys at UT Extension do.
Thank you for all you do, Bill.
Hey everybody, I'm Katie Martin, the Smith County 4-H agent, and we are gearing back up. It is actually the first day I was back in the schools, so we are excited to start our in-school 4-H club program back up. If you have kids in 4th, 5th, or 6th grade, we are meeting with them this month. We're also meeting with several of the 7th and 8th grades as well. We'll be electing officers in our club meeting, so make sure to ask your kiddo if they got elected as a 4-H officer. And we're also talking about the importance of writing and giving speeches. They'll be giving their speeches in the November club meeting, so maybe help brainstorm some topics and get started writing that speech. We, of course, always have our community club for our 7th through 12th graders going on as well. Our next meeting is October 15th at the Ag Center. We will be doing a fall meeting where we'll be painting pumpkins and also collecting candy for military and emergency service personnel. We've got our homeschool club that meets on a monthly basis for anybody that is using virtual or homeschool options this year. We would love to have you. Please call the office to find out more about that as far as dates and times of when we meet. Just last month at the end of September, we had our Chick Chain Show and Sale, where 11 Smith County 4-H members showed off the hard work they had been doing all the way back in March when they got these one-day-old baby chicks and they raised them into some great laying hens. We had a great show and sale. I want to give a special thank you to Smith Farmers Co-op, who purchased and donated back almost every single pen of birds, and we use that as a 4-H fundraiser. So special thank you to them. Even though things are a little bit different this year, 4-H is full of activities that your child can participate in. We would love to get them plugged in to whatever their interests are. So if you have questions or want to get more involved in Smith County 4-H, feel free to email me at kclark54@utk.edu or give our office a call at 615-735-2900. Thanks.
Well, Mary, thank you for coming and being here with us today. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell them who you are and who you're with.
Okay, my name is Mary Leslie Wakefield, and I'm with the Smith County Drug Prevention Coalition, and I'm the prevention coordinator.
Okay, and you, of course, we had our program down there at your new offices here this last month, and I hope that you guys are still happy with all of that. And would you move? You're right on Main Street, right? Or not on Main Street, on Water Street.
Yeah, 115 Water Street, and we love our new offices. They are so much more room for us, and we're not crowded, and they're all newly, freshly painted, and new floors. We love it.
Well, and if somebody's looking for you or they need some, there's a lot of things you guys do. They can come directly to that office now and
Yes,
see you guys.
Yes, absolutely. That's why one of the reasons we liked moving close to the square. Yes, you can come visit us. You don't even have to knock on the door. Just walk right in and our desk will be right there.
Okay, and what kind of hours? I know you try to keep hours.
Usually we're there from 8 to 4, Monday through Fridays. You're not open on the weekends, but you can always call. We have an answering machine that we would get your message by Monday morning if you called over the weekend.
Okay, and Drug Prevention Coalition, you guys reach out into the community, and you got a lot of programs going on, and I wish you would mention the ones you can remember, because I know we've got something special here today to talk about, but the ones that you can remember, I know Suzanne Angel does one of the programs.
Yes, Suzanne Angel is a rope along with Colby Lane, and he's actually here with us today, so he'll tell you more about that. One of the things we do is Positive Action. It's a program where we go into the after-school program, and we don't want to do drug prevention with our kids, but you can't just go in and say don't do drugs to first and second graders. So it's more about teaching them to be resilient, having them learn their self-worth, just helping them grow as a person. So that's one of our programs that I really, really enjoy. We help with the SAD clubs. Actually going to start back tomorrow. It's going to be my first meeting with the Smith County Middle School SAD Club. So that's just two of our programs that we do. And then another program we do is Count It, Lock It, Drop It. And this month, we're going to be doing a drug take back. That's going to be Friday, October the 30th from 1 to 5 in front of Walmart. Walmart has very graciously let us do those drug takebacks those days. And what we do, we set up a table there. We have a great big bin. You can bring all your medicines that you have in your home. Maybe you had a surgery 6 months ago, but you still have your pain medicine in the home, and you want to get that out of your home. We tell people don't flush them. They don't want them in the water supply anymore. So you can bring it. If you don't want to get out of your car, just drive up to us. We'll get it, and then we'll dispose of them in our bin. And also, if you can't make it that day, we actually have 2 locations in Smith County where you can discard your medicines. There's the Sheriff Department and also City Hall. And it's really easy. It looks like what you would put a letter in to mail at the post office. It just opens up. You can just throw your medicines in there. You don't have to sign anything. You don't have to tell anybody. Just throw them in there and you can leave.
Okay, well now I know you're doing the function at Walmart. You're also going to be giving away something there. You want me to hold that up?
Yes. These are our lock boxes. Before I took this job, I was a home health nurse, so I got to go in a lot of homes, and nearly every home I would go into, people would have their medications sitting on the kitchen table, or they would have it over there on the shelves by the sink in the kitchen, or the little table beside their bed, and a few have it in their medicine cabinet. But that is not a good, safe, and secure places for your medicines. A lot of people get their medicines stolen. So we give away these lock boxes free. You can keep all your medicines safe and secure. It doesn't have to be narcotics. It can be any of your medicines. If you have small children in the home or pets, you don't want them to get your medicines either. So, yes, we love to give away these lock boxes, and just stop by and tell us you want one, and we'll be glad to give you one.
Yeah, and that's really a good thing. A blood pressure pill, which wouldn't affect you or I, to a 2-year-old could be devastating.
It could be deadly. You're exactly right.
So we need to be really careful with those medications. And I know I've got small ones that come into my house, grandchildren, and they look at things like that and sometimes think it's candy when it's not.
Right, right. Yeah, the number one place where teenagers get medications is the medicine cabinet. It might be grandma's medicine cabinet, and she might have a bottle of hydrocodone that she's had up there 6 months or 6 years sometimes, and she hadn't thrown it away. So, yeah, you need to discard of those, get rid of them, discard them, keep your house safe.
Okay. Is there anything we missed, Mary?
I don't think so. I think we covered it all.
How can they, you guys have a Facebook page, right?
Yes, we do. It is smithcodrugprevention.org, okay, and our phone number is 615-588-1622.
Okay, and these guys are down at 115 Water Street.
Yes.
And so if you've got a question about drug use or anything, someone in your family needs help, or you just want to volunteer and help somewhere in the county, you give these guys a call and they'll do that. Mary, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, we're here with Mr. Colby. Well, Colby, let you introduce yourself and tell them who you're with.
I'm Colby Lane. I'm with the Smith County Drug Prevention Coalition.
Okay, and Colby, you've got an event that you want to talk about going on in Macon County, but before you talk about that, what area do you cover? I know you cover Smith and Macon, is that right?
I cover Smith, Macon, Jackson, Clay, and Trousdale in my role as a hybrid lifeline coordinator.
Oh, okay, and explain what that means, basically.
So basically, I'm a person with in long-term recovery from substance abuse, and to be in this role, you have to have a minimum of 2 years of sobriety. And what we do is we go around in the community. We try to raise awareness, reduce stigma. We try to implement recovery programs, as well as maybe help maintain or sustain other programs that are already here, as well as we do a lot of referrals to treatment. We can also help people with housing, as well as where to find meetings. And anything recovery based, you can contact us for, and if I can't personally answer it, there's so many people throughout the state that we're connected to that we can help you with that.
So if a person's at that point to where they've decided, hey, I've got something going wrong here, I need help, they can call you, and you can either help them or you can get them to the right person. Is that basically what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
All right, and contact is at the Drug Coalition, 115 Water Street. Mm-hmm. And do you remember the phone number?
I don't remember the phone number, but you can also contact my cell, 615-917-8789. I have a work number. I don't have it memorized yet, but that's my personal, and feel free to call at any time. Okay,
and I know, Colby, you got an event going on in Macon County. What's happening there?
So we're having a Recovery Fest / Resource Fair at Key Park in Macon County, October 24th. It's the fourth Saturday of the month from 11 to 3. And basically what I wanted to do was let people know what resources are available in Macon County, as well as through the Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services for the programs that cover Macon. And we're going to have personal testimonies, we're going to have food, there's going to be music, there'll be vendors there. I don't have a mile radius, but anything mental health or substance abuse related, there'll be somebody there that you can talk to about it.
Okay, well, sounds like a great event. Now, you don't have to be a resident of Macon County to come to this.
No.
It can be anybody in the mid-state area, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. with the job that me and Suzanne do, we have the opportunity to go all across Upper Cumberland. I've come across some other recovery groups, one in Baxter, some people in Cookeville, and they've said they want to come. So yeah, the way I don't know if you want to say advertised it or spoke about it was, if you're in recovery, if you support someone in recovery, if you're just interested in wondering what recovery is, feel free to come out that day.
Okay, and this program, I don't know that anybody in Manchester watches it, but it goes all the way to Manchester. So even if they live in Manchester, Tennessee, they can come and be involved in this if they would like to.
Yes, sir, they sure can.
Okay, well, Colby, thank you very much. Is there anything we missed?
I don't think so. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right, well,
Get that out there.
Thank you for coming by, and great job. Okay, we're so glad to have a representative of Riverview Regional Medical Center here. And Ms. Sharon, tell them who you are and what department you work in and all.
I'm Sharon Gendris. I'm the Program Director of Senior Life Solutions, and it's a new addition to Riverview Regional. We opened at the very end of June, and we are providing outpatient therapy services for a geriatric population.
Okay, and so when you talk about that, is that somebody that comes to the hospital for programs, or somebody that stays in the hospital, or is it home? How does this work?
So we have therapy 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, unless it's a holiday week. And that person actually gets the mental health service that they need, that they can still go home at night. So it's either from when they get out of the hospital, they may come to us, or we may keep them from going into the hospital.
Okay, and I know you've got a lot of other programs going here, but now this one, you said it was new, so is it in place right now?
It is. We actually, we can only have a maximum of 10 patients in our program, and we are starting to fill up. There's a really big mental health need here in this area. We have nothing similar in surrounding areas except at Trousdale Medical Center, and I'm also the program director at that program as well. So we kind of split our areas up, and we see patients from any surrounding areas in Smith County, wherever they may be that they need our services. We're very fortunate. We also have teletherapy for those that may be homebound, physically unable to attend, or just really have a difficult time leaving the home. So distance is not an obstacle for us.
Okay, well now give them a contact number or a web page or all of that, email.
Yes, if anyone thinks that they could use our services, so anyone can refer to our services. We can even have self-referrals for someone. So if you have any questions about it, just give us a call. It is 615-735-5310.
Okay, and when you talk about mental health, let's get a little deeper into that. What criterion, what qualification, how does a person know they need this service?
Well, many people, especially the population we deal with, they may say, I'm not depressed or I'm not anxious, but when you get to questioning them, they show the signs and symptoms of it. Many times it's people that just quit doing their activities of daily living that they normally did. They quit going to the senior citizen center, or and I know with COVID, people are more homebound, but that also adds to that. People that are very anxious, they may have grief from losing a spouse or a child or a longtime friend, or they just may have no social connections, and that it helps get them out of the house to get out and get that social contact.
Okay, and so you're helping them with situations like that, and I know we're coming up on the holiday season, and from what I understand, it's one of the happiest times of the year, and also one of the most dangerous for depression and things like that, which is counterintuitive, but it does, from what I understand, it's that way, and so people may need this worse during that time.
That is very true, because we're not permanent. The patients don't come all the time. They may come for many months. They may come for weeks or years. But if holiday season's a particularly tough time, we can offer support to get you through that, or someone you love.
Okay, now let's segue off of that. The hospital still does a lot of other things, like if I've got a cut or something like that, you guys can take care of it. What's the procedure now that COVID-19 is in? You can still get into the hospital, you can still get services like that. How does that work now?
Yes, so you can get into the hospital. They have screening through the emergency room entrance. We are located in building 1 below the hospital, so it's very small. People that come aren't exposed to a large group, and we screen our patients and we screen ourselves when we get there every morning. So it's a very safe environment. We only have 3 employees that work in our office, plus the other patients that choose to attend. So we do try to socially distance and disinfect frequently and take those steps to prevent that.
Okay, and this COVID-19, of course, has changed everything. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we'll get a vaccine or something will happen to lessen the danger of this in the future. Okay, Riverview Regional, I know they can do a lot of surgeries, they can do a lot of things in-house. I know you also, if someone comes there and you see that it's something serious, you've got connections with other hospitals, and this is going to be a long question here, but I about 5 years ago, no, longer than that, a long time ago, back in about 2009 or 10, I was hit by a car up here on the street. And the one thing that I really appreciated was the medical preparedness that we had here. And they eventually life-flighted me to Vanderbilt. And of course, they took care of me. And obviously, I'm here and survived that. But if it hadn't been for the medical facilities and things that we have here, I'm not sure many of us would still be here if it wasn't for that. And we've got a great EMS, and we've got a great relationship with Riverview Regional, and then Riverview Regional has a great relationship with these other hospitals that can take care of catastrophic stuff. And I may have not, that's really not a question, but I would, if you want to add to that, I would appreciate it.
Well, it does take kind of a village, and there are some things. We're very fortunate to have Riverview Regional in this community. And that just goes for our program, for example. Our physician that comes is from Vanderbilt, so he is the leading clinical educator, and he runs their geriatric unit at Vanderbilt University, and he comes on site at least once a month to see our patients, and I'm almost in constant contact with him. So we have a lot of outside support when there's more needed.
Okay. Well, is there anything else we need to mention, maybe that we might have not missed in our conversation here that you can think of?
No, other than just, if anyone even has a question about our service, or a loved one, a church member, anyone that you may know, just give us a call, and I will be happy to go out into the home and see that person and talk to them about our program and provide them with information.
Okay, and give that number again.
It's 615-735-5310.
Okay, now Sharon, you are a graduate of our leadership program.
I am, yes.
Yeah, that was a wonderful class that you were in.
It was.
If you're out there and you haven't heard of leadership, call the Chamber, 615-735-2093. I went through it, and I highly recommend it. I feel like you would be the same.
I did. I grew up in this county, and I learned a lot attending leadership that I didn't know. It
is amazing what we don't know about the place where we live.
Yes.
That is an amazing thing.
Yes.
Well, Sharon, thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
And appreciate Riverview Regional. And you guys, anytime you want to come tell us about something, please do.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, it's great. We've got Mr. Colby McKinney here with us. Colby, tell them who you're with and what you're here for today.
Today I'm here representing Smith County Noon Rotary Club, wanting to talk about our annual fundraiser.
Okay, well now, and let's talk about Rotary a little bit. We've got 2 Rotaries in the county. We've got the Carthage Rotary Club which is over and meets here at the chamber, and they meet Tuesday mornings at 6:45 a.m. and that's pretty early. And then, of course, we have the Smith County Noon Rotary, which meets over in Gordonsville.
Right, and we meet at noon.
On Friday.
Just a coincidence, that's in our name, but we don't like to get up early, so we eat around lunchtime. We eat at Cornerstone Restaurant. We have a house special pizza every Friday, so you can come over and see us.
Yeah, and I've had the privilege of eating with you a few times over there, and it's very good. I know the Morning Rotary just had their pancake breakfast,
yes.
and let's talk about that just a little bit. They do a pancake breakfast in Carthage and one in Gordonsville, and what they do is raise scholarship money for the two high schools, the Smith County High and Gordonsville GHS, which I am a proud graduate of GHS.
Me too.
And yeah, go Tigers.
All right.
And anyway, and proud of the Smith County High School as well. Fine folks over there. But they raise money for those scholarships, and over the years they've given out a lot of scholarship money to kids going to college here in Smith County. We graduate about, between the two high schools, 200 seniors every year.
That sounds right.
On an average. So that means there's 200, and they're not children, they're young men and young ladies that are leaving those high schools, and some of them stay here and get jobs, and some of them go to college, and some of them get jobs outside of the county, and so we've got a lot of really fine young folks coming out of those two schools, and I'm really proud that we, as the two Rotaries, can be supportive of that. Now, I know Noon Rotary, we've have our pancake breakfast that we do at both of them. You have this knife fundraiser, is that
yes,
right?
This is actually the third year. It doesn't seem like we've been doing it that long, but this is the third year that we've done it. And this year, I don't know if you see the paper there, but the first year we decided we was trying to think of something to do a fundraiser that was different. You know, a lot of clubs and organizations sell some type of food or a Boston Bud or a bundt cake or something like that, but we decided to do something a little different, and so 3 years ago we decided to come up with a knife, and the first year we did the design of the Smith County Courthouse, the historic courthouse, and went very well. We actually started out doing just a frost cutlery knife, which a frost cutlery knife is made in China. It's a cheaper brand pocket knife if you collect. And we took some pre-orders and just kind of went out on a limb and tried it, and ended up selling 300 of them, and very successful. And so with the huge success, we decided to order 50 case knives with the same design on them, and we just basically ordered those on speculation and didn't have any pre-sales, and we went ahead and we sold all 50 of them very quickly. So we ended up, the first year, sold 350 pocket knives, and so the second year we did the bridge, the
Cordell Hole Bridge.
Yeah, the Cordell Hole Bridge, and very successful with it. We did the case and frost of that, and we sold about 175 of the case and about 150 of the frost last year. This year we debated on the design, and we decided to go with two designs. So it's actually, we're selling 4 knives. The first design is Gordonsville High School. The case knife features a custom blue and white handle, and it comes in a cedar box, and it's got the top of the box has the school's logo, and then the inside cover has a historic photo of the high school from 1912 when it started. And then the same with the frost cutlery knife, just has a blue bone handle, and it'll come in just a standard wood box, not a cedar box. But then the Smith County High School, same deal with it. It features a black and gold swirl custom handle, and then the frost knife just features a black bone handle, and then it comes in a wood box, and on the outside of the box on the Smith County, it's got the school logo, and it actually has an etching of the school, and the inside cover there has a picture of the school from, I don't know if it's exactly 1914, but it's pretty close, the oldest photo we could find of the original school building. Looking at the picture there, Bill, both schools are very similar.
Very, very similar, and believe it or not, I remember seeing both of those when I was younger.
The guy, when I sent the knife designer those photos, the photos were not labeled, and he had to call me, and I had to explain to him which one was which because they look so similar. So, but we're excited. We were going to do one or the other, but with the big rivalry in the county, we just decided to go ahead and do both so that we didn't have to pick sides. We'll just go ahead and sell both. So we expect our knife fundraiser to be very big this year because we're selling actually 4 knives instead of 2. But I don't know what we're going to do next year. We've done the courthouse, the Courthouse Bridge, and the high schools. Those are kind of the bigger ticket historic items in the county. So if you've got a suggestion, we're open to it. We've actually, you'll be happy to hear this, Bill, we've considered doing the depot next year.
That would be a good one.
We know that the depot is very close to being finished, and we were going to play off of that a little bit, and maybe the year that it is finished, feature our knife design for that. So
at the end of this, we'll talk about that a little bit.
But we're still debating on what next year's will be, but we hope to continue this, and this is something, it's a fundraiser, and it helps our club, and all of our funds go to charity. But you're buying this as a fundraiser, but you're also buying something that's highly collectible. Mm-hmm. And you may not believe me, but the case knives sell for $75, and I've already heard that the case knife from our first year from 2018 is selling for about $100. So you're not only buying something to help with a fundraiser,
making an
investment, because it's only going to increase in value. So.
Well, that's a good thing, and of course you got me. I'm of course going to get the Gordonsville one,
right?
But I'm thinking I probably need to get the Smith County one too. Just
see what you need to do. You need to
collection.
buy both and get the serial number, both the same on both of them.
Yeah, and I've already bought some of those, so I need to look at my serial numbers.
So you can see
and try
what your past years, and then you can buy both, and then have both of them the same serial number.
Yeah,
and there'll be the case knives. I don't know if you know much about case knives, but they have they're dated. They have tang stamps. You can date case knives, and they'll be 2020 case knives.
Okay, well, I'm definitely going to do that and get one of those. I appreciate that. Hey, you mentioned the depot, and just to give an update on that, the decking is going around the outside of it right now as we speak, and I'm working on a lighting scheme for it. We've got a a granite base for the semaphore pole, and we're going to put that up here in the next few weeks or months. We should have that done and have the deck finished, and the inside is basically finished. There's just some minor things to do, and we've got a little touch-up paint on the outside that they're going to do this next week.
Okay.
And basically the depot is ready for business. And if you see the sign out front, it describes what we envisioned as the future when we started. And so far we've been able to stick with that. We're hoping soon, we're working with TWRA to get a kayak access there at Piper's Ford coming up by the depot and the road going down. And then we're also hoping at some point we can get a grant and build a replica of the South Carthage train depot behind it and put kitchens and bathrooms in it for the public to be able to use, when they're launching kayaks and they're coming off of trips there. And we have no doubt it will increase tourist traffic, and it will bring people into our restaurants and our hotels.
It's in a very good location. The Highway 25 is kind of the main artery. When you get off I-40, it's the main artery in our county, and most everybody that lives in Gordonsville has to come to Carthage at some point, or if people that live in Carthage have to get to Gordonsville, go to the interstate. So it's in a very good location, and I think that it'll be easy for people to make a right-hand turn into if they are visitors here and they're headed to Defeated, or they're headed somewhere to stay the weekend. They can pull in there and launch a kayak or get some information about the county.
Yeah, that's what we hope for. And a lot of people maybe out there don't know this, but the Carthage Junction depot which is sitting over here in South Carthage now, was originally in Gordonsville.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it was sitting on the other side of Gordonsville near my mind just went blank. Hickman Creek.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was sitting right next to Hickman Creek, or very close by there. And in 1970, I believe, it was about to be torn down. The railroad had decided that it was no longer of a function for them, and they were going to tear it down. And Mr. Jake Wagner, he purchased it and moved it right beside exit 258 on this side, and put it in an antique store. And then over the years, it was several different things. And then here in 2010 or so, 2009, the KFC Corporation, Mr. Chris Jones, who lived here at the time, they bought that lot with the depot on it, and they decided that they were going to have to tear it down to build their store. And we went to them, and they said they would donate it to us if we would move it. We didn't realize what a large task that was, but we managed to pull that off, and we moved it from there to the location it's at now, and it's on county property, and it's been restored, and it I think is safe now, because I don't believe it'll have to move anymore, and it's right beside the railroad track that came to Carthage.
Right.
So the Carthage Junction depot from Gordonsville has met its final home.
I was actually there the day that they moved it. I think I may have rode in the back of your truck.
Yeah.
And we filmed it. And I remember coming under the interpass, or the interchange there at Gordonsville. It was a little hairy. I don't know if they had to let some air out of the tires or what to slide that thing underneath there, but they did make it. That was the slowest part. It was getting under there, but yeah, that was a very. I think that'll go down in the history books of it being an awesome day in Smith County to move such a historic structure like that. So.
Well, and what I like, and of course it can't go on the historic registry yet because it got moved twice. But it was around in 1890. That's when it was built.
Wow. And
people like Cordell Hull, Alvin York, people like that, they came through, stepped in that depot. That Al Gore Sr., people that have had historical significance in our nation and in the world.
I think I've seen photos of when some of the Smith County gentlemen that went to war, pictures of them out front of the depot getting on the train.
Oh, absolutely, and that was the depot where they were, shipping out from, and so I'm glad we were able to save that. We've got the historic Smith County Courthouse up here is another historic building that we've been able to keep and save, and I'm glad we've got that. Those steps that you see there right now, there are pictures of Civil War veterans sitting on those very steps getting their picture made.
Wow.
So we've got a rich history here in Smith County, and I think other people are going to want to come and see that and talk about that, and we've got the Heritage Museum, and you're on the board.
Yes.
And they do a great job of preserving the history of this county and showing people where we've been and where we're headed. And so I'm proud for all of this. And the depot, it is a integral, vital piece of that, I think.
To give a couple updates on the museum, the virus has it has hurt our foot traffic, but we're hoping that as things start to open back up and get a little better, we can start having events and things again. Last January, we had a very successful rook tournament, and we served some chili and hot dogs,
and which I did not place in.
Yeah, you didn't. I think our mayor of Carthage won the.
And we were doing Lancaster rules.
Yeah, Lancaster.
And I live in Lancaster.
Lancaster rules, and the Carthage lady came in and beat you all. But
we're going to have to.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we can have that again soon, maybe in January, and also something neat that'll be coming up in the museum to keep an eye out is the museum had the opportunity to purchase a Smith County history book that was still factory wrapped, still sealed. And the museum, as a fundraiser, is going to be selling chances on that. It is a raffle. And so coming soon, hopefully maybe around the first of the year, you'll have an opportunity to buy some chances on a factory wrapped Smith County history book, and those are hard to come by.
They are almost impossible to find.
Especially being factory wrapped. A one that's torn and old and beat up brings several $100s, so it's very valuable.
I know the one we have here at the Chamber, we've put it together 2 or 3 times. Well, people come in and actually use it. One thing that the museum and the Chamber did that I think is a wonderful thing, you can get a version of that digitally now on a drive.
Yes.
I believe it's $50.
Right.
And
the best
that's
part
available.
about that is you can search. It's a searchable PDF document. So if you're doing research about Smith County or your family heritage and you want to search the name Woodard, you can do that, and it shows you every place in the book that the word Woodard is used. And it's I think it's an 800 plus page book.
Right.
You know, so manually looking for something versus being able to pop in a flash drive and search a PDF, it's very useful. I've used it several times since we've actually used it to find out the dates that the high schools were started for our knife fundraiser. So it's a very useful tool.
Yeah, and it's a nice little card, and it has a lanyard, and you can it would make a nice gift for this Christmas if you know somebody that's a history buff.
Yeah, you can get them a knife, you can buy them a chance on a history book, and you can get them a history book on flash drive. So
yeah. So
there's a lot of history.
Hey, right there's the whole Christmas list.
Yeah, and also the museum will probably be selling some ornaments, the Christmas ornament this year. I think that they've announced the design is going to be the historic Smith County Courthouse, painted by Miss Birdwell. Oh
yeah, that Miss Birdwell did some wonderful paintings that we are lucky enough to have one of them hanging here at the Chamber. And she did a wonderful job. So that's collector's item. Be worth a lot. Well, Colby, thank you for coming by.
Appreciate you having me.
And we're really thrilled about everything that's going on in Smith County. Gordonsville is hopping and growing, and Carthage is hopping and growing, and I think Smith County is doing well, and I don't want to forget South Carthage. You know, they're doing well too. A lot of people don't realize the soccer fields and all of that going on over there is in South Carthage, and those folks over there are doing a good job. I think we've got a wonderful county here. Of course, I would think that, wouldn't I? I'm the Chamber director.
Right. Now, you're paid to say that.
Well,
I'm not. I guess I can be unbiased. I think Smith County is one of the best places on earth. Well, while I got the opportunity, I will mention that I'm in the Southside Lions Club over at Gordonsville, and we sell pecans. Every year. Pecans are like gold. They're hard to get good ones, and so we sell those, and you can. They'll be coming in the next few weeks. Stop by Citizens Bank in Gordonsville or Wilson Bank in Gordonsville, or I think even the Smith County Bank branch. So when you do your banking, you got your money there handy, go ahead and buy a bag of pecans or buy 5 and put a few in the freezer. They're good for pies and things for the holidays. So.
Yeah, and we do that every year, and that is a good fundraiser for you guys. Well, Colby, I guess we've about covered everything, and again, Smith County is a great place to live, and a great place to work, and a great place to recreate or play, as they say. And folks, I've traveled a lot, I've seen a lot, and I haven't seen a place any better than this. And I love it here, and I'm glad, like you say, Colby, I get kind of paid to say that, but I really believe it too. And Lancaster, it's a golden place to live.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that. And anyway, Smith County is a great place. All right, I guess we'll see you next time.
Next month. I try to stay behind the camera, but every once in a while you can con me into coming in front.
Okay, well, maybe something Christmas coming up, and we can get you behind that. All right.
Sounds good. Thanks, Bill.
See you. We have something new, and I'm really thrilled about it. This young lady sitting here, and I always let everybody introduce themselves. So, Haley, tell them who you are.
I'm Haley Manus. I am from the Tanglewood area of Smith County, the Carthage side. Went to Smith County High School. graduated in 2016 and then graduated University of Tennessee, Knoxville in May of 2020. So I've just recently graduated. And I've been working here about 2 days. It's been really exciting. So I like it so far.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and that's what I wanted to do, is to let you folks know we've got somebody new in the office, and Haley is here to help you, and she's got a lot of experience in communications. That's your degree, I believe.
Communications and a minor in entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So if you're thinking about starting a business, you should come see us, become a chamber member, and we'll hook you up with all kinds of cool stuff. Come see us at the chamber corner once a month. And if you need help with business plan or anything, I'm pretty good at that too.
Yeah, and we've got connections with TSBDC, Biz Foundry, the UCDD. We've got all kind of resources that we can hook people up with, and they're free. And you know, a lot of people go out, and you're talking about a business plan, they'll go out and they'll hire somebody to do a business plan for them when they can come here and we can get them hooked up and do something for them, and it won't cost them anything. And so if you're on a shoestring, or you're getting ready to start a business and you want to find out, hey, will it work? Will it not work? Well, we may not have the answer, but we can sure give you a plan to get you headed towards you getting the answer. And I think that's the key right there. You know, a lot of times people go into business and they don't realize all of the stuff that they have to do, and the licenses they have to get, and the places they have to go, and things they have to have. And we can help you with that. And that's here at the Smith County Chamber of Commerce. And Haley, we're glad to have you on board, and we're looking forward to exciting things happening.
I'm excited to be here.
And Haley's you're going to be seeing her on the show here. She'll probably be doing some of the interviews, and we'll have a lot of other things going on. So looking forward to that. And now that you're back in town, you may get involved in the theater again too, I guess.
Maybe so. Okay. I'm looking for anything that's going on in the community. I want to be a part of it, especially after COVID. I think it's great to be able to start doing things again, you know, safely, but moving forward, small groups, you know, coming together.
Well, just thinking of that, we'll go ahead and do some announcements that we've got. We had our William Walton Days festival 2 weekends back, and it turned out really well. We had a big crowd there. We wore masks, and we were social distance, and we did everything like we were supposed to do. We had some demonstrators. Now, some didn't come because of the COVID. We had some rides, and had crafts, and had a lot of things happening, and probably our band's as good as I've ever seen anywhere. We have good musicians here in Smith County and surrounding area. And so we had some really good bands on the slate. And so we had a good William Walton Days. Now coming up is Jeepers Creepers. And you may say, what in the world is that? Do you know what Jeepers Creepers is?
I know about the trick or trunk. Okay,
that's exactly what it is. And we do that on the main street here in Carthage. And right now, unless something changes, and we'll closer to the date, no, because it's on a Saturday, October the 31st. It starts, I think it's from 5 to 7. I need to look on the sign that I've got up to make sure of that, but I believe it's 5 to 7. And basically what we do is we have folks that volunteer, and they come and they open their trunk up, or the back of their truck, and they give candy out to the children that come through. And this year we're going to start it in front of the old courthouse, and we're going to go up the street and then spill out at the end of wherever the last car is. And then some of the businesses will be open that night. I know the candy bar will be open. And I'm not sure about the Walton Hotel, but it might be open, and some of the other businesses might be open that night. And we've got a lot of good things going on. We'll be playing music out of the courthouse, and we've got some colored lights that we're going to be showing, and so I think we've got a good thing going on for Jeepers Creepers. And if you want to volunteer, if you'd like to have a safe environment to be able to hand candy out, then you can come and be involved in that. And I know Gordonsville, they have a little more in-depth Halloween bash, and I believe they had, because of the COVID, they had to postpone it this year, but they're going to be back and they do a great job over there. Those folks in Gordonsville, they have a great street over there to do this, and so I believe in Gordonsville, though, they're still privately, if people want to come by and walk the streets and go up to the houses individually, they're still doing that. And think about it, everybody, there's a controversy, maybe you want to wear a mask or you don't want to wear a mask. Well, on Halloween, everybody's wearing a mask, so it kind of fits in with the theme of what's going on. So you can go over at Gordonsville still. Next year, I believe they'll have their big celebration, and it's quite a sight to see. I went over last year, and they had a big crowd out there in the street, and it was a wonderful time. So that's coming next year, and we're just doing a simple thing over here, just giving out candy on Jeepers Creepers on October the 31st. So if you want to be involved, call us at the Chamber, 735-2093. And also, Hometown Christmas is coming up. The last weekend after Thanksgiving, right before the 1st of December. And that Sunday is the time that we have our Hometown Christmas, and the Christmas parade here in Carthage takes place. Then the next weekend, you can go to Gordonsville, and I believe that's December the 5th or 6th. I'll have to check the date. But next weekend, you can go to Gordonsville, and they have their Christmas parade. And it's on December the 5th. And they have a good crowd there. And theirs is a little earlier in the day, so you can get there. And floats, people that build a float, a lot of times they'll build a float and be in the Carthage parade, and then they'll also be in the Gordonsville parade. So we have a lot of things coming up here, and we hope you'll get involved in that. I'm trying to think, Haley, is there anything you can think of that I am missing?
I think it's just worth saying, too, like, everybody loves Halloween and everybody loves Christmas, and these are things that if you don't feel comfortable, you can stay at home and watch them on DTC, or if you feel comfortable going and wearing a mask, you can still be socially distanced, so it provides a way to celebrate for people of all comfort levels in this crazy time right now where things are different and kind of unknown. But I think it's a good...
Well, it's good that you mentioned that, because if it weren't for DTC, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing here now. And DTC, they tape and televise both the Gordonsville Parade and the Carthage Christmas Parade. So you're right. If you don't feel comfortable coming to the parade, you can watch them on TV, and they do that. There's a lot of other good things going on in the county, and if you'll look on our Facebook, it's smithcountychamber.org, and we've got a Facebook page. We've also got a Smith County Facebook page. We've got a Caney Fork River Facebook page. We've got several Facebook pages that you can get information on. So, and we're keeping them updated. And Haley, that's one of the things that you'll be helping me do in the future, is keeping stuff posted on Facebook. So, folks, thank you for tuning in. And Haley, it's great to have you.
I'm excited to be here, learn a lot, meet a lot of new people.